Good morning, student. Student, we have already discussed work energy theorem. One numerical related to that work energy theorem, student. We have already seen what work energy theorem states. It states that the net work done is equal to the change in kinetic energy, student. Now, how the numerical can be made? A very simple numerical. Suppose, student, one ball is dropped from a height h, and here there is a sand, student. This is sand. This is the surface, and from here the sand starts. So this ball drops from the height h, and now when it falls on the sand, it penetrates up to the height small h, student. The question is, you have to find out force exerted by the sand on the ball. This is the question, student. So, student, if you see, when this ball is dropped from here, say it is of mass m, and it comes up to the depth h, it attains certain velocity, student. That velocity, how you can find out, student? Initial velocity is 0, student. Acceleration is g, and the displacement is h. So by the help of third equation, student, we can find out the velocity attained here on the surface of the sand. So this is equal to, student, to acceleration is g h. This is the velocity which is attained, v square is under root 2 gh, student. Now what is the kinetic energy at this point, student? A. So kinetic energy at this point, student, is half mv square. So it is half m 2gh. So student, kinetic energy attained is mgh. So this is the initial kinetic energy, student. Now student, what is the final kinetic energy after falling through the sand? So final kinetic energy, student, is 0. So how much is the change in kinetic energy, student? Change in kinetic energy is mgh, and this is equal to work done, student. So force into displacement is equal to change in kinetic energy, student. So how much is the force, student? mgh upon displacement. So displacement in the sand, student, it is given a small h. So mgh upon small h, student. So this is the force exerted, student, by the sand. This can be found out by another method also, student. If you see, student, the mechanical energy is conserved. So here how much is the energy? Mg, potential energy is mgh. Now here potential energy becomes 0. So how much is the kinetic energy? It is mgh. So directly you will get mgh, student, by the help of law of conservation of energy, student. By that also you will get the answer very simply. So like this, student, the work energy theorem is very useful in solving various questions. Now, student, we are coming to the next topic, student, and that is collisions. What is collision, student? Simply collision, what we understand in our daily life is when two bodies collide. But collision does not mean only this collide which we have seen, student. Collision means when the motion of a particle is influenced by another particle, we say there is a collision. That is also a collision, student. Though there may not be exactly point of contact, but the motion has been influenced by the other particle. That is also a collision. So in this case, student, first I will take collision in one dimension. In collision, student, what happens is, say I am taking one example, student. There are two objects of mass m1 and m2, student. They are moving in a straight line. This is moving with velocity u1, this is moving velocity u2. Now if a student u1 is equal to u2, then they will never collide. For collision to occur, student, u1 must be greater than u2. Okay, student. So suppose this, they are moving on the same line. Here somewhere they collide, student. Now after collision, what will happen, student? Who will move with greater velocity? If you see, since it is a straight head-on head collision, student, so this M2 will not allow M1 to go forward. So M1 will go forward, M1 will be behind. So after collision, student, this is the velocity M1, M2. This will move with velocity V1, this will V2, and student, V2 will be greater than V1. This is what happened. Now student, three quantities: momentum, kinetic energy, and total energy, that you will consider. Momentum, student, before collision, and one is the data after collision, student. So student, before collision, the momentum is how much? It is, student, m1 u1 plus m2 u. After collision, how much is the momentum? m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Now student, kinetic energy before collision, student, half m1 u1 square, half m2 u2 square. After collision, student, half m1 v1 square, half m2 v2 square. Now student, it is seen that this momentum, this is from the law of conservation of momentum. Momentum will always be equal whatever type of collision it is. It is always equal. Means momentum is conserved, student, in this case, it is same. Now student, this kinetic energy before and after. So there are three cases, student. In one case, the kinetic energy may be equal before and kinetic after. This is known as, student, elastic collision. Kinetic energy before may not be equal to kinetic after collision. This is known as, student, inelastic collision. And one more case is there, student, in which we say it is complete inelastic. Complete inelastic collision. In this case, student, the particles do not separate after collision. Particles do not separate after collision. These are three cases which I have. So elastic, in all these cases, one supreme law which always applies is momentum is conserved in all the cases. Total momentum is same. But kinetic energy, student, see, elastic. In this case, what will happen? There is no loss of kinetic energy. For example, student, I am dropping a ball from a certain height, and as the ball is falling, it is acquiring the velocity due to acceleration, 1g, 2g, 3g. Suppose, student, it acquires the velocity 10 while falling to the ground. So when it collides and returns back, rebounces back, student, and that ball attains the same velocity, student, and same height while returning back, that means that collision will be elastic collision. This means there is no loss of energy during the collision. Means it drops from a certain height, it will come back to the same height. That is elastic collision. But in second case, student, suppose we drop a ball with a height say 10. After collision, it is returning up to 8 meter only. It is not coming to 8. This means it is not restoring that velocity, student. This means there is a loss of kinetic energy, and this is a case of, student, inelastic collision. Now suppose, student, we throw some mud particles, mud on the ground. That mud particle, student, after falling on the ground, it does not separate. That is completely inelastic collision, student. So in this case, student, what happens? The kinetic energy is not conserved. So actually what happens is, student, why it is not conserved? Because during the collision, the particles, the object and the colliding body, there is some change in the shape, student. So due to that change shape, some work is done, student, and that work done is lost in the form of heat, actually. And this is the reason why the energy is not conserved, student. Now, student, we will talk about this elastic collision. So elastic collision means, student, kinetic and momentum is conserved and kinetic energy is also conserved. This is the definition of, student, elastic collision. So, student, this is conserved, this is also conserved if it is elastic. Elastic collision, student. Both are conserved. So, student, if I give the name this equation 1, student. So, from here, student, I will get one equation m1 u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus u1. So, from here, student, m1 upon m2 will be equal to v2 minus u2 upon u1 minus v1. So this I am naming it as equation. This is 2 equation 3. Similarly, student, from here also this half will get cancelled and I will make m1 m2 separate. So here I will get, student, m1 u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square. This I will take it that side, u2 square. From here also, student, I will get m1 upon m2 as v2 square minus u2 square upon u1 square minus v1 square. This is equation 4, student. Now, student, this is m1 upon m2, m1 upon m2. This, student, I will equate from 3 and 4, student. This v2 minus u2 upon u1 minus v1 is equal to, student, a square minus b square formula, student, v2 plus u2 upon v2 minus u2 upon, student, u1 minus v1 u1 plus v1, student. So, student, if you see it from here, into u1 plus v1, okay, correct, student. This also v2 minus plus u2, v2 minus u2, okay, student. This is u2, student. Now, student, if you see it, this gets cancelled with this gets cancelled with this, student. Now the equation is, student, u1 plus v1 is equal to u2 plus v2, student. Now here a very important reduction for elastic collision, student. See, student, this is the velocity of approach, relative velocity before collision, and this is the velocity of separation, student. Velocity of separation after collision. So this is a very important reduction, student, for elastic collision. That velocity of approach will be same as velocity of separation, student. It is a very important reduction for elastic collision, student. Now, student, from the conservation of momentum, from here, student, this is velocity after collision, we have to find out these two quantities. So from here, if I find out the value of, student, v2, it will be u1 minus u2 plus v1. Now from the conservation of momentum, student, m1 u1 m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 m2 v2. I will substitute the value of v2 here, student. Now student, very interesting equation you will get, m1 v1 plus student m2 v2. This I have to write u1 minus u2 plus v1. This student, I have to open the bracket here. This is a very easy mathematics, student, anybody can do it. Minus m2 u2 plus m2 v1, and here m1 u1 plus m2 u2, student. Now student, again what we will do is, we will make the v1 term separate, student. See, m1 v1 m2 v2. So I will write v1 common, m1 plus m2, student, is equal to, this is here. Now this I have to take it this side, student. So what will the remaining terms, m1 u1 plus m2 u2, this has to be taken this side, student. So minus m2 u1, this will become plus m2 u2. Now see, these two are added, student. So here I am getting m1, this is minus, student, m1 minus m2 u1 plus 2 m2 u2. So now student, I will get the value of v1, means the collision velocity after collision, from this equation, student. How much is the value? I am writing it here, student. See student, value of v1 will be equal to m1 minus m2 upon m1 plus m2 plus 2m2 upon m1 plus m2. This is a very important derivation, student. Velocity of the body of first body after collision. Now here what I have done is, student, I have substituted the value of v2. Now I can substitute the value of v1, student, in this equation, momentum equation. I will get the value of v2, and it is noted that the v2 will be, student, you will get in the similar way, you will get the v2 by interchanging m1 and m2. You will get the same value. So here m1 you write m2, in place of m1 m2 write m1, in place of u1 write u2, student. m1 plus m2 plus m2 you write m1, here m1 plus m2, this is u1, student. This is the velocity of the second body after collision. We are talking about at present, student, elastic collision. Now student, special cases. Special cases. This is a very important term, student. Special cases are mostly asked. Two bodies which are colliding, they are of equal mass, student. Equal mass. Now from here, student, v1 is equal to, this will become 0, m 2m, and this will m plus m 2m, 2 will cancel, so v1 will become u2. Now here v2, this will become 0, student, here m plus m 2m cancel, u1. Now student, here you have to know, this is u1, this is velocity of the first body after collision is equal to velocity of the second body before collision. Velocity of the second body after collision is equal to velocity of the first body after collision. Means in this case, velocity has been interchanged, student. Velocity is interchanged. For example, student, if this is a two pendulums are kept like this, same mass, they are at rest, student. If I displace it along this side, they are of same mass. While coming, it will attain some velocity, student, but when it will come back, it will transfer its velocity to here and it will itself become at rest. They will interchange the velocity. One more example, student, in case of nuclear reactors, the neutrons which are coming out of the uranium, they are very fast. They cannot cause fusion to further uranium. So those neutrons has to be slowed down. So what happens is those neutrons are made to collide with the deuterons, the same mass particle. So they, now what happens when neutrons collide with deuterons having slow speed, they interchange the velocity. So speed of neutrons becomes less. Now this neutron will, when it will hit the uranium, student, again it can cause the fission. So there is moderators in nuclear reactor we have. There also this application is used. So this is the first case of special cases when two bodies of equal mass, they are colliding, they interchange their velocity. Now student, second case. Second case, student. Now student, say one is truck and other is cycle. So truck is much heavier than cycle. Now truck is colliding with the cycle and suppose this cycle is stationary. Then what are the velocities? Okay, V1. Now student, here see, M1 is much greater than M2, so M2 is 0. So, and this is cycle is at rest, this is 0. So this V1 simply becomes U1. Now student, V2 means velocity of the cycle. So cycle is at rest, so U2 is 0, student. U2 is cycle. Now here student, see, M1 is much greater than M2, this is 0, M2 is 0. So this mass will cancel, now V2 will be twice U1. This means student, for the truck there is no change in velocity, it will continue, but cycle will move with double velocity of the truck. This is the case which will happen. If the truck velocity, say it was 60 km per hour, truck velocity was suppose 60 km per hour, student, then the cycle will move with 120 km per hour. Cycle will gain this velocity twice. Nothing happens to the truck, student. Now let's see the other way around, student, other way. Suppose student, truck is at rest and cycle is moves. Okay student, truck rest means U1 is 0 and cycle is moving with velocity U2. Now what is the velocity, student? See from here again. U1 is 0, this term is becoming 0, student. M2 is the cycle, it is 0, it is much less mass. So this term is also 0. So this means, student, there is nothing happens to truck. Truck velocity is 0. Now student, what happened to the cycle? You see, cycle. For cycle, student, M2 is negligible mass of the cycle. This is negligible, this is 0, this is 0. See, minus M will cancel, so it is minus U2, student. So nothing happens to the truck. Cycle will move with same velocity in the opposite direction. Okay, student. So like this is the cases where the similar cases we have in our daily life also, student. For example, say student, when you play badminton, okay, that racket which we have and the shuttle which comes, shuttle is a very less mass. So when it comes and we strike it, so it goes back with the double velocity, student. So one is very heavy, other is very lighter. Similar things happens, student, in the carom board. When you strike the striker, when it hits the board is very heavy, it is heavy. So when you strike it, it hits and it comes back with double the velocity. So these are the many cases in our daily life also, student, where this kind of collisions occurs, student. So this is all about student elastic collision. In next class we will discuss about inelastic collision.